How we doing, guys? It is Wednesday, 3rd of December. Let's try and keep this as simple as possible. I don't need to go back as far as the 4-hourly. I know in my mind what caused this long, but look at the range. I don't need to worry too much about these extremities of that high or that low. So where are we throughout this week? We've sustained above the 50, so we traded through, then we traded through to the 62, then yesterday, as I explained on yesterday's video, the 62 wasn't putting in those shorts, it was just giving us those technical reactions. So we very simply just played the long when it proved to us that it was going to sustain longs, and today is exactly the same. We broke the 62, we've sustained above the 62, so ultimately, where are we heading? We're likely heading for this 78, right? But I'm not going to trade straight into this 78, which is currently about 220 points away. What I'm going to do is try and find our fib. So our most internal low to high is here, right? So it'd be really easy if we open and it starts moving. We don't want consolidation. If it starts moving and we drop and we start going up, essentially really easy. It'd be something like that. If the first 15 minutes we start consolidating, we'll have to wait and probably play the market for the full 90 minutes through the news events, by the way, which have got some quite decent news events in and around the open. I think the first 30 minutes of the open, we've got some news before the open, which I'm just going to ignore. I won't be trading anyway. And the reason why I'm not trading and jumping in long so early is because, yes, this has been really simple, but what I want is I want the market to prove to me that it's not going to want any deeper retracements than this. How do you know? Well, obviously it could come to there, it could come down to that 50, it could go that high to that high, and it could come down to that 50, 62, 78, or even that range, same levels. Or even that range, same levels, which means we won't get up there until next week. So I need the market to prove to me that it's going to do that. How will I know? How will I know when the market's going to do that? Well, first of all, I'm going to watch what it does in the London. See what we do in the London market. Do we sort of just consolidate? Do we drop short? And then the main thing that's really key is the first 15 minutes into the New York. Do we consolidate or do we prove some trend? Do we come down and hit a level to pivot? And then are we engulfing long into the negative 23s up here? Because I'm not going to go for that 78s. If this range sustains, that'll be my target, that negative 23. If we drop shorter, I've got to redraw my fib, and I've got to then wait for structure and time and price to prove to me that it's going to sustain longs. Ideally, don't want to play any shorts unless they're dumb obvious, and I will know that in the lives with the guys later on. What do I mean by dumb obvious? Well, if we do set up some sort of short and it's really clean, and we go down on this range, and go through like that, then it might be something that I take. But just because we've done the short or I take a short doesn't mean that we are short. It just means we're potentially short on the day. Because as I've just said, we've got all that range at play. I absolutely do not think it will come down there, but I need the market to tell me it's not. I can't tell the market it's not. The market needs to tell me what it's going to do. And I always wait for that. If you wait for the market to tell you what it's going to do before you pull the trigger, you'll be a good trader. You'll make good money. You will do well. So that's it, really. There's nothing else to be done. I hope that was sort of clear. I'll know what I'm doing when I'm in the mix, when I'm in the guys, when I'm live trading. If it didn't make any sense, you want to see things a little bit closer, you want to see things live as I go through them, feel free to join the Discord and we can have a chat, or try and get what you can from the recap video, which will be out no longer than 2 hours after the open. It depends how long. I could be done in the first 15 minutes or I'll be done in the first 90 minutes. Usually I don't really like to trade after that unless the market is moving. That's it, guys. Trade safe. keep your sizing appropriate, risk, etc., etc. Try to have some fun.